What began yesterday at noon, in sports terms, we're in the fourth quarter. After all the entertainment, after Ms. Aguilera botched up the national anthem, the halftime was what, Black Eyed Peas, was that it?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that, I don't know.
A conglomerate.
Yeah, of all that stuff and fireworks and stuff, still got to get out and play the game. We're in the fourth quarter, the final stretch. Down the stretch they come, as it were. The 10th annual Hanover Cares House the Homeless Marathon. We're in our final hour. We've reached our goal a little bit and then some, but really need your efforts here in the final hour. 637-0052, the number to call, 637-0052. Joined in studio by Ann Dietz, the Changing Lives chairperson. Also the musical group Three Nails on their third appearance and during the marathon here. So it's been a marathon labor of love by you gentlemen, and appreciate you being on board. We'll hear from you in just a few moments. They're tuning up over in the adjacent studio, ready to roll there. Real simple, 637-0052, 637-0052. I'm Dave Eddy. I've been your host since noon today from Fullness of Joy Ministries in Carlisle, and host of the Sunday night Grand Old Gospel Show right here on WHVR as we go 5 to 8 each and every Sunday night. Heard from a lot of our faithful Sunday night listeners who have called in and pledged. Many thanks, and we'll be adding things up, and of course talking about the homeless marathon come this Sunday night and all that other good stuff as we continue on well into our second year. But right here, it's the Hanover Cares Radiothon. Thanks in advance to all the folks who'll be calling this hour. Thanks looking back to all of our in-studio guests, all of our entertainment, and to our wonderful sponsors. I don't want to run them down one more time. I mean, run them down in a good sense, you know what I'm saying. The 10th annual 1280 WHVR Hanover Cares How's the Homeless Marathon, brought to you in part by Stephen W. Iyer Jewelers, Hoffheinz Brothers, Webb Insurance, Lenny's Coin and Jewelry, Abbottstown Repair, Inner Sales and Service, as well as Oaks Flower Shop, Horns Auto Body, J&B Appliance, Resource York, Winkelstein's House of Fabrics, L&M Tire and Wheel, Laszlo's Pharmacy, Weber Insurance, Wetzel Funeral Home, and all the wonderful folks here at your community service leader for 61 years, WHVR 1280 AM. And we are happy to have hosted this and not bring down the curtain in any way. Still have 52 minutes and take your phone calls. Want to get right over to the numbers side of things, the totalizator board. So you like to add up things. Boy, I'm really flashing back there. Ann Dietz of Changing Lives, the chairperson. Where do we stand as we head into the final hour?
As of right now, we have $8,052.56, and that also, the Three Nails just helped us out and brought it up a little bit, so that's where we're at, 8052.56.
8052.56.
And we all still have our commemorative coin here,
right,
Dave, that we would take. I guess we're taking the highest person gets it.
That's right. Highest bid throughout this show. I think we'll carry it on through the weekend.
Okay,
if they want to
great.
Contact the council.
Council Church is right.
Let's give them that number.
633-6353.
The Changing Life Shelter opened on June 21st, 2007 as a year-round facility to make a difference in the lives of hundreds of the area's homeless. In 2010, the most recent stat shows that Changing Life Shelter serves nearly 230 York County residents, including 36 children and 10 homeless veterans. And we've talked at that at great length. There was a story came out yesterday, President Obama wanting to end homelessness by 2015 for veterans and others. The focus was to a veterans group, and so he was, earmarking that, and that's something, boy, that's a whole nother category, and yet very rampant as they come back from serving overseas. Yeah.
A couple years ago, Dave, I actually had a retired, full retired, I believe he was like a lieutenant or colonel, and he ended up in our shelter. And it was a very sad story. I hope he's back on his feet. There were no addictions there. It was just a very sad story.
Yeah, it's a transition from a particular way of structured life, and then you get back home here to the fruited plains,
exactly.
And it's not so much.
Right.
Such a lifestyle of here, there, and
yes.
yon, and some are not able to transition,
No.
and so that's why homes like the Changing Life Shelter are available here in Hanover. And to say, oh, well, that's a Philadelphia problem, or that's a Pittsburgh problem, or New York City, D.C., whatever it might be, is not the case.
No, it's not.
Right here
it's
in
everywhere.
Hanover.
It is.
And we've talked throughout this entire marathon how they're not cubbyhole. You can't,
No.
there is no stereotype,
No.
the disheveled bum, if you will.
About
is
a
not
year
the case.
ago, we had a lovely woman who was a graduate of Columbia University in New York City. So we have had many college graduates. A lot of the problem today, I believe, is the economy is just not where we would like to see it, and therefore more and more people are falling through the cracks.
And we are taking your phone call, 637-0052, 637-0052. While we transition into the phone calls, I want to move over here to our friends, Three Nails. You guys about ready to roll here?
We're always ready to rock.
Yeah, we're always ready to rock. Maybe a little roll, maybe a little country, whatever the occasion may come to be. We'll get them ready and roaring here. I tell you what, while they transition over to the microphones and we change over the studio here, not as big a production, say, as the Jimmy Kimmel live stage show. I always wonder, how do they pull it off? Then I remember he's in Los Angeles. He's not Letterman out on the streets in the snow. It's L.A. where, you know, it never rains in California, right?
Right.
Exactly. So we'll do a little bit of station business, be back on the other side. Take your phone calls at 637-0052 and hear from our good friends, Three Nails.
York salutes the men and women of our military and veterans for the sacrifices they've made.
If they just share the weather, that'd be nice.
Until these trying times are over.
Took my cheat sheet.
Actually, Dave,
What do you need?
You need this mic, right?
Yeah, I'll probably.
There's a bunch here, Dave,
Mostly the phone number.
for the shelter.
Yeah, the one that gave the locations of where they can drop on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we did last time.
Where they're
Yeah,
proud
that's
to
fine.
salute our troops. You show your sweetheart the love and attention they deserve year-round. But on Valentine's Day,
How are you doing? I'm Dave Eddy. Nice to meet you.
is always ready to help.
What do we
Folks
start
will
with?
have roses and
what do
assorted
we got,
fresh
first meet
flowers
on that?
arranged or boxed especially for you. Ulps also has a variety of silk flowers, potted plants, balloons, and even greeting cards. Make sure you order early. And how would you like to present your sweetie with a 3-foot-tall cuddly teddy bear this Valentine's Day?
Is that young lady with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Teddy bear. No purchase necessary.
Oh, okay.
Just for this special holiday.
Well, I know that the newspaper is a big sponsor of the our Feed a Friend. You betcha.
Chocolates, but only while supplies last. I love you. Never looked so good with a flower arrangement.
Yeah, so we'll do the regular, you know,
many as they let
Jimmy
us.
Kimmel show this.
127 North Main Street, Jacobus.
A bit,
I think
bit of
we've
Kimmel, a bit
averaged
of Craig
about
Ferguson.
3 songs for every hour that we've been on so far.
How
many times have you guys been on?
What's that?
You guys been playing?
This is our
Third, yeah.
for this one.
Twice yesterday.
Yeah.
Wedding on the horizon.
Are you guys
Save
off in
money and
Hanover?
time by throwing
Yeah,
your reception.
I
close enough.
passed through a couple times.
Okay.
In Spring Grove.
New Oxford, 'cause I figured they're annexing us anyway. So.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Classes,
So I'm trying to get your names quick.
as long as
Oh,
they
yeah.
provide street
I'm
sweeping
Dave
and
Mason.
garbage collection, you're okay, right?
Harvey's carries heavy-duty home cleaning equipment to get the house sparkling and shining like new.
You
And
Oxford.
if your lawnmower generator,
Our band's name is
snowblower,
what
or
you got
other
there.
small engine equipment needs
There's a
service
CD for
or
it, you want
maintenance, Harvey's can help you there too. Harvey's
You
is
need
a
our names?
servicing steel dealer.
Yeah, I was gonna get
Servicing
them.
and
Is
Is this
selling
an
your
official
products.
report? You're not from the
Remember,
IRS,
don't
are
buy
you?
it.
I don't think so.
Harvey's Rental.
What's your name, Riz?
Landon, L-A-N-D-O-N.
1409 South
L-A-N-D-O-N.
George Street in
Johnson,
York.
J-O-H-N-S-O-N.
2789 for
He's
hours
playing
and
6 string.
directions, or log on to Harvey.
About one more
You
minute.
got the 12 string. What's your name?
Tim Deal.
Tim. T-I-M.
Deal. D-E-A-L.
D-E-A-L.
What is
Yeah,
it?
12 string. Yeah, what's your name, dude? What's your name again?
Dave Eddy,
Alright.
D-A-V-E-D-D-Y.
Guy I used to work with, his name was
He's
Glenn.
a disc jockey, like you said.
What's that?
Disc jockey?
What's that?
Disc jockey?
I don't know, what do they call announcer? Call announcer.
Okay.
Master of something.
MC.
Disc
yeah.
jockey. Well, I appreciate that. Well, that's days gone by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss job.
MP3 copy.
Yeah, yeah. Wave file guy.
Yeah. Much higher quality.
Yes.
Jeez, I'm sorry. Dave Wilderson.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very
How long
much.
did I do?
Thank you. That's okay, thanks.
All right, coming up. It is the 10th annual Hanover Cares House the Homeless Marathon, and we're filling them fast here. I tell you what, we are near capacity. We might get the fire marshal over here before it's over, but that's okay. If fire marshal comes over, you can make a contribution like the rest of us. Amen. And making a wonderful contribution of their time and their musical efforts is Three Nails, and get you to pony up to the microphones here and introduce yourselves before you start picking and grinning.
All right. My name's Dave Maiden, and I'm the blabbermouth of the group, so you'll have to listen to me talk and sing.
Talk and sing. Okay. And Landon?
Landon Johnson, I play guitar, and I second Dave's self-nomination as Blabbermouth.
Ah. And let's make a...
Deal.
That's it.
Tim Deal, guitar, and pretty much whatever they make me do.
Always, I love to watch guitar players. It's something I just never picked up, never did, and yet my son at age 12, now he's 22, but just picked the thing up and started playing. You know, kind of like Johnny, and you know, going on down to Georgia and whooping up on the Devil's Tail. And that's why I always that was the goal I set. I go, you learn to play, you get down there, and you know, whoop on the devil, because I love to hear about that. That's for certain. 16 minutes past 3 o'clock. We're gonna queue up the folks from Three Nails. Ann Dietz has joined us, chairperson of Changing Lives. I'm Dave Eddy, and we're about 45 minutes away from conclusion. So we need you to call 637-0052. Gentlemen, Three Nails, take it away.
All right. This is a song called Lead Them Back. You guys might need to pull that over a little closer. Sweet.
Sharing a microphone here.
Yeah.
We're all about the sharing.
That's it. Fire away.
See a world going through changes. Lord, I wish we would know of your glory and all of your people really understood. It's not about the storms we face today. It's not about the bills we have to pay. Governments don't follow in your ways. Lord, help us lead them back to you today. Lord, hear our cries, we're calling. Give us the strength to find a way to share the joy of your love and lead them back to you today. And when the world is darkened, show us your light, don't let us stray, that we might find another and lead them back to you today. See a world full of strangers, stranger than they know. Hearts full of hatred, without compassion. In them love can grow. It's not about the storms we face today. It's not about the bills we have to pay. Governments don't follow in your ways. Lord, help us lead them back to you today. Lord, hear our cries, we're calling. Give us the strength to find a way to share the joy of your love and lead them back to you today. And when the world is darkened, show us your light, don't let us stray, that we might find another and lead them back to you today. Lord, hear our cries, we're calling. Give us the strength to find a way to share the joy of your love and lead them back to you today. And when the world is darkened, show us your light, don't let us stray, that we might find another and lead them back to you today.
ladies and gentlemen, that was wonderful. Thank you very much. We'll hear from them in our remaining 40 minutes here of our time remaining of the 10th Annual Hanover Cares House the Homeless Marathon on WHVR AM 1280. Happy to bring this to you for our 10th year. Already making notes for our 11th year, and I know a full year of activities planned by the Hanover Area Council of Churches, programs for the homeless provided by Turning Point. We are joined by Ann Dietz, the chairperson of Changing Lives, and we talked about volunteers. We talked about opportunities for growth.
Right.
Things started. I make reference because I've worked hand in hand with Bethesda Mission out of Harrisburg. They've been at it 90-some years, so
Right.
they've
It's
done
awesome.
some things right, done some things wrong, et cetera, et
More
cetera.
right than wrong.
Yes, much so, and have various shelters. But it's all started with one facility.
Right.
They're at 6th and Riley, and now that's the men's shelters, the women's shelters, the children's shelters, the learning center, after school programs, all
Awesome.
those things that are needed and are a great blessing because of people like you that are listening and then pick up the phone, make a call, make a pledge, and come through 637-0052. We started yesterday at noon with a goal of $8,000, and we hit that and have eclipsed that, but want to go on. I know there's some various civic groups and other community organizations and individuals that have been tabulating for the last day and a half, and will be coming through. And some of it comes in after hours,
It
after
does.
4 o'clock.
It does. We always
Yeah.
get some at the shelter.
We don't say,
too.
stop and,
Right. Right. We never say stop.
Yeah, we appreciate the check, but no, just take it home.
Right. No.
So we'll have probably a final total by maybe Sunday night. I can pass it along.
I would
on
think
the
so. I'll make
gospel
sure you
show.
get it. Yes.
Okay. Well, you know the number to call.
I do.
So
I
at
do.
5 o'clock I'm
I
here,
do.
and
Right. And Dave, when you brought
Yes.
up the relationships there, we also work with the Red Cross. We make cross referrals there.
Mhm.
We work with the Community Progress Council. We work with the RAP program. We work with other shelters. We have a clothing bank at the Council of Churches
Mhm.
where we can provide for our clients. We have other clients that come in who are not homeless that use the clothing bank as well. We have the POW lunch program. What we're doing today is for the shelter, but it's a multi-use building, and it gets a lot of use. I think last year we served over 55,000 lunches at the Council of Churches. So it's amazing. It's amazing.
And you talk about sharing with other shelters.
Mhm.
Homeless by the very nature of that are transient, so
Very
they may have
transient.
spent time down at York Rescue Mission or up in Harrisburg at Bethesda or beyond. So it's something, and they and each one has its own unique style too.
Absolutely.
And maybe entry requirements based upon
Right.
what they are able to offer. And so able to meet the needs as you
Right.
see it, as the finances are there, as the
Right.
staff and the volunteers are there. And it's a growing concern, but it's a growing need that's being met by
Yes.
the I did it. At one time, I called it the Harrisburg Area Council of Churches. Oh, I almost made it. 35 more minutes. Hanover Area Council of Churches and the Changing Lives Homeless Shelter. And that is the reason why we are here today for the 10th Annual Hanover Cares House the Homeless Marathon. And there's been some wonderful support coming in. Washington Elementary School,
Oh, my.
right before the 1 o'clock hour, came in with a check over
Four-
$400.
404.56, and remember, the girls beat the boys.
That's right.
Please,
Yeah,
please
okay.
remember
Oh,
that.
yeah. I'm sure they're celebrating over there.
I hope so.
As well, and maybe they can get their hands on some of that peanut brittle. That reminds me, before we go any farther, the
Ladies of
Ladies
Grace.
of Grace.
Ladies of Grace.
I've heard that throughout. I know it's a great organization.
I
but
see you on the
give me
pledge
some
sheets.
nuts and bolts there.
Well, I wish I could. I'm not really super familiar because I don't go to Grace, but I know that those ladies over there are very active. They do all kinds of things, and they are extraordinary peanut brittle makers.
Yeah.
And that's every Christmas, and I bought 2 pounds, so I gave $10 as a pledge today. Plus, I bought my peanut brittle from them. But they're just wonderful. So if anyone is listening and belongs, please give us a call and let us know what it is you do.
Now, is that the Grace United Church of Christ, one of the ones on the list, or is that a different Grace?
I would say it's Grace United Methodist,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Somebody can clarify.
Someone
We've
should
gotten
clarify
calls
that for us.
and
You're right.
clarify for us, because I
And
know there's
also-
various Grace churches in
Right.
various communities.
The
so
other
I can-
thing, Dave, is the Hanover Area Council of Churches is exactly that. It is a council of churches. We have about, I'm going to say between 25 and 30 member churches from this area who all do different various jobs at the church, at the Council of Churches, and fill in things. And then every church that belongs sends at least one POW lunch group. So that's how the meals are prepared, by teams from each participating church every day, 365 days a year.
which is a wonderful way, and to see the churches coming
Yes.
together in such an awesome way with a specific goal and a specific purpose. Hanover Area Council of Churches got it right, so now
Thank you.
one for one again.
There you go.
Start the scorecard
We'll let it go,
over.
don't worry.
I appreciate that. There are areas where you can make your donation. If you don't want to call in, and I understand people just don't want to talk on the radio, you know, and there are those of us that talk too
Right.
much on the radio. And, you know, actually get paid for it over the years. But if you just like to make your donation, you can come in, you know, certainly anonymously. That's wonderful. You can drop off your donation, check, cash, whatever. Hanover Area Council of Churches, 136 Carlisle Street, Grace United Church of Christ, 104th Street, First United Methodist, 200 Frederick Street, St. Mark Lutheran Church, 129 Charles Street, and right here on Radio Road at WHVR. If you get in here in the next half hour, you can meet the folks from Three Nails and me, all the other folks. I might even let you trot on over and meet the folks over at our sister station,
There
The
you
Peak,
go.
as they head into afternoon drive and all that stuff. We thank them too, the good folks from our sister station, The Peak, for all their support and all that they do in the community as well on various projects. To donate by mail, just write it out to Hanover Area Council of Churches. Over on the memo section, put "House the Homeless" and send it off in a letter to P.O. Box 1561, Hanover 17331. That's Hanover, PA, and I say that because we have listeners across the border. And
Yes, we do.
Isn't that the Mason-Dixon?
It is.
I thought
It
so.
is,
I remember seeing,
absolutely.
because I always remember the joke, you know, for years I flew out of BWI.
Mhm.
So you're driving along, it's real nice, and then you hit and Governor Ed Rendell, and you hit a pothole.
Yep.
So, you know, nice and
Absolutely.
paved, you hit the, coming into Pennsylvania,
Yep. Yep.
there you go. So Ed Pothole Rendell. You know. Having his own woes, it seems
I would
like.
say, I
up
would
there,
say.
you know, at the governor's mansion. I always do a service on the Pride of the Susquehanna Riverboat
Oh.
every summer. It's a free riverboat cruise. The Pride of the Susquehanna organization donates a 1-hour free cruise Sunday mornings in the summer.
Oh.
And you know, different church groups and organizations, and a donation goes to Help Ministries, which is based there in Harrisburg. But we cruise up, we go up past the governor's mansion, the Harvey Taylor Bridge, and all that stuff. We always wave hi to Ed. Now we get to wave hi to Tom this coming up summer. But it's great. Plus, when you go into the Harvey Taylor, you get a great echo.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's terrific.
Neat.
Yeah, sounds like you're the announcer at Yankee Stadium. No, Betty? My wife just rolls her eyes. You've been doing that for 15 years, and the people are tired of it. I go, I know that, but there might be somebody here new.
But you're not tired of it,
No, I do it.
right?
Last year I didn't do it. She just
Oh.
looked at me and went, "Don't do it." And I refrained. But it's a wonderful time. We get to say hi to the governor and have a great time. Nice thing about it is, this is the challenge for all the preachers out there, it's 1 hour. Because when the
There you
boat
go.
docks, you're done.
Yep, you have to stop.
And you know the old adage about, you know, how does the preacher keep time? He doesn't use a watch, he uses a calendar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, an hour. But at least you know, as you see it coming, you know, you got a couple of minutes, and whoever's doing the music usually by then knows to wrap it up.
Right.
But, it's a great time. We get
I'm
to
sure it
stroll
is.
on by the mansion, and we've had residents of Bethesda come out, and
Yeah.
some of their
Good.
people. So, you know, able to come out and, you know, and hear and great hearts, you know,
Right.
the people, and I'm
Right.
sure you've seen that too.
Right.
And it all goes back to the stereotype is just not there.
It is not there.
Yeah.
There is no stereotype.
They're
of
not on the
homelessness.
street for,
There is
you
none.
know, A, B, or C. You know,
No.
Be various and sundry. We've hit 3:30. We have a half an hour remaining. We'll hear from Three Nails. We'll hear from Ann Dietz, and hopefully we'll hear from you. So stick around. Going to take a check of WHVR local news. Back on the other side with your phone calls at 637-0052.
A York Adams local news update. Real Country WHVR.
The Realtors Association of York and Adams
Oh, I'm
counties
Ann.
says that home sales in York County rose 9% in January. However, sales in Adams County fell
Hanover
8%
Council Churches.
during the same period. Sale prices
Just need a phone call, a big donation.
Yeah.
The first month of this year.
Let's call Mike Rice.
What's the largest one you
What's
all
his
have
number?
gotten so
Let's
far?
call Mike Rice.
We got
Yeah, let's
1,000
call.
from
I
the
think it's listed.
Exchange
Look it up.
Club.
Do
We got
whitepages.com.
400 from the elementary.
I live around the
school.
corner from him.
Well,
Do
that's
you?
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chairman of the Changing Lives.
What's the
Show.
total?
What, 80?
80, 62, 56 right now.
Happy holidays.
Are you
That's
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a lot
Alright,
of
thank
our
you.
web address is on the back
Okay,
page.
great. And so how did you get involved in playing today? Are you?
It was a mistake.
The Council of Churches drafts them as often as we possibly can
Okay.
because they're very good and they're so accommodating to us.
Drafted in the first round out of the University of Arkansas.
There you go.
It's,
We did this
I guess
last
it
year,
eventually
too.
came about because through church, and it was probably the best and most worthy cause that we could contribute our time to.
Thank you.
And township police are investigating.
What could be
a
better
vehicle
than
accident
clothing,
involving
feeding,
a street
sheltering
glitching car
someone?
flipped
I
onto
can't
its
think of
roof.
much better
The
than
crash
that.
near
Yeah.
Janet Drive occurred Thursday around 5:30 p.m. The driver was taken into custody.
And
No
can I get your name?
information is available at this time.
Or is it
No.
on the CD?
Alias Smith and Jones.
Dave Maiden, M-A-Y.
The Yorktown Hotel in
M-A-Y-T-O-N.
downtown York was scheduled to
M-A-Y-T-O-N.
lock this week. Owners of the
And where are you guys
property,
from?
all
Hanover
PNC
or-
Bank,
You may as well say that it's that's central for us.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the Washington.
$40.
Is this the girls or boys, I wonder? Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the faculty.
Might be.
The property tax rent rebate program benefits people 65 and older, people with disabilities 18 and up, and widows or widowers age 50 and older who meet eligibility requirements. Elizabeth Brissell, the state revenue
We just go
department,
back into
says
the
those eligible must
programming
reapply
right at
this year.
4.
Every year, statutorily, the deadline is June 30th, and folks have to apply every year because the rebates are based on property taxes or rent paid the prior year and annual income. So since those factors are variable, it is the annual application
8102
process.
56. Wow.
More than 600,000 homeowners and renters who received
I get to
rebates
ask you
last
guys
year. Forms
questions?
are also
Well, you know,
I'd be here, I'll just take the picture.
what's the name of your group?
I'm Kathy Clark.
In sports in the NFL,
Looks like he's touring with some group called Night
Super Bowl loss to the Packers.
You gotta kind of put it in perspective, if you will.
So they is D50 or
It's D2HS. It's a few years old.
is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife just got a D50.
Got a Nikon
Yeah,
camera.
they're all
Hope to take
they get better and
photographs.
better every year.
Starting high school?
Don't take
Yeah.
my, no,
No.
that's the song.
Oh.
Mama, don't take my Kodachrome.
Yeah.
Of course, they've
Wonder
done
whatever
that
happened
pretty
to
much
them.
now. I think Kodachrome is gone. I don't even know if they make it.
They
Yeah.
don't. I think I just heard that they announced that.
I think
No
that
more.
was a year or so ago.
And
Right.
Walmart no longer develops any film.
Gives you the night bright colors. Greens or something.
I remember in the I don't know if they had them around here. I grew up in Michigan, but the little photo booths that were parked. Those
Oh yeah, 3 for $1.
Yeah.
You sat in?
It was you drive up to this little tiny 12 by 12 booth and drop off your photo.
Oh yeah, I worked the one in
Photo
Chesapeake, Maryland.
Yeah, they have one
I
down
don't
in
think we had
Queens.
No, Pasadena, Maryland.
Pasadena.
Yeah.
I worked in one. Substitute taught, and then go from there over to the photo drive. Sure. But there again, that was
WHVR News.
82.
Yeah.
It's been a while. God, is that almost 30 years?
Yeah, isn't that messed up?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Photo drive. You want fresh film with that? The
That's
big
right.
highlight though was listening. We had the girl that worked the shift before me had a radio with the TV frequencies. So I would listen to Welcome Back, Kotter, MASH. And you remember they were "Makes no difference where you are. You're the best something." Baltimore, hello Baltimore, Channel 11 loves you. Yeah.
They used to give you free film too.
10 seconds and a phone call.
Ooh, cool.
Just 25 minutes remain. We're just getting going here. Maybe we just hang out here and jam. They won't put it on the radio because we've got a format to keep here with real country. But blessed with 3 Nails presents. Get to them in just a moment. I want to get to Ann Dietz. Want to get to this phone call at 637-0052. Hello, you are on the air on the marathon. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's wonderful. 400 at this point, 1,000 for the entire marathon. Ladies of Grace. We got to fill us in because we've heard from them, heard just wonderful stories about the Ladies of Grace, from Grace United Church of Christ, in addition to the fabulous peanut brittle that is circulating around the countryside and your wonderful Hearts of Giving during our radiothon. What other events do you do? How many ladies are involved? Okay. What other events do you do? I know you do the peanut brittle around December. You're involved here with us.
You must be very busy because you gave us $1,000, and that's fantastic. Thank you very much.
I had a bit of a hunger for after 4 o'clock.
Yeah, actually, we're all starting to get hungry now. Do you have any of those pies handy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Let us know down here. Radio folks, trust me. Yeah, you bring in anything of a sugar variety, and it gets a great day of consumption, as you might say. Great stuff.
I just want to let you know that brings our total to $8,502.56. Isn't that fabulous? We are too. Thank you very much for everything you do. That's very true. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, we do stumble a time or two. You're very right. But we get back up and we keep on going. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye.
Oh, that's terrific. Okay. And we got the explanation that we were looking for as well.
Yeah, there we go. Yes.
No, I can't complain there. Give me that number again, Ann.
8,502.56.
Ah, that's terrific.
Awesome.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Also, I should let everyone know that we did get another $40 donation from Washington Elementary.
Oh, yes.
So that brought their total up to $444.56.
That is tremendous.
Awesome. Very,
And while
very
she,
awesome.
Calculates all that. I feel a song coming on. You gentlemen ready to go? 3 Nails in studio here. Getting a bit of a photo op. Keep getting richer. Might even get your picture on the cover of the Hanover Sun. Isn't that the story? They're coining a very old song.
Yeah.
And a very different
We
publication.
can remake it, right?
But yeah. So keep on going. Intro the song, and it's all yours, gentlemen.
Yeah, they have to tell me what I'm singing now.
Ah.
3 Nails. All right.
And what do they call that? The title cut of your CD.
This
Isn't that what they
is
call
the
that in the music
eponymous.
Okay.
Eponymous title cut.
The eponymous title cut. That's
All right. And we'll have you spell autonomous after the song.
Taking answers for our problems. We can create our destiny. Open up his living word now. This is the news we need to read. On the cross, Jesus never failed. He bled and died and rose again. He washed away our sin. Down to the cross with 3 nails. Bound to the cross with 3 God's among us, and to his laws we must heed. What will you reflect on Judgment Day? If you help someone else in need on the cross, Jesus never failed. He bled and died and rose again. He washed away all our sins. Bound to the cross with 3 nails. Bound to the cross with 3 nails. have fulfilled. He bled and died and rose again. He washed away all our sins, bound to the cross with 3 nails, bound to the cross with 3 nails. The nail of love, the nail of loyalty, the nail of our sins. In Jesus, our life begins. In Jesus, our life begins.
Oh, that's wonderful. In Jesus we live and move and have our being. Amen. 17 minutes in front of 4 o'clock. That was 3 Nails right here in studio, live and direct on Radio Road for WHVR in the closing moments. We're almost up to the 2-minute warning here. 10th annual Hanover Cares House the Homeless Marathon. We're up over 8,500. Our
Yes,
goal
we
was
are.
8,000. It just keeps coming in. I know we'll hear from folks after the time.
Yes.
So total it all up and check your local listings.
Yep.
Hope to have the information Sunday evening, part of the gospel show. For those just joining us the first time, perhaps we go 5 to 8 each and every Sunday night here on the Grand Old Gospel Show with some of your all-time favorites, Tennessee Ernie Ford, and there's one called The Carpenter, Randy Travis with a pretty good entertaining couple, Jesse Coulter and Waylon in on that song, and we take your song requests and prayer requests, and look forward to this Sunday night. We'll have all the information from the How's the Homeless Marathon, the final totals, and all that good stuff. Still have some time for you to call in here and break the tape, if you will. 637-0052, 637-0052. Ann has been with us throughout, started yesterday, closing out today. So you're the designated closer here out of the bullpen, if you will. And just maybe some thoughts on how this has gone and where we can go in the future.
I think it's gone really well. When we appreciate the community support, we appreciate the fact that they come in and drop things off throughout the year. We appreciate the groceries that are dropped off. We appreciate the employers that hire our clients and get them back on the track. We also appreciate all of the restaurants in town that drop off things for us. Isaac's just did a fundraiser for every cup of soup the month of January. We got $1. So it was wonderful. There are just so many. Everyone who comes in and drops off foods. There are a number of places that bring food in and feeds our clients, especially if there are sandwiches. They can pack them in a bag, take them to work. We are a working shelter. We are a drug and alcohol testing shelter. We got to keep the place clean and safe. We just are very, very thankful for all the churches that we have.
I know one thing that we brought up yesterday, I do want to mention it again, because it is a working facility and the men and women and such work, but because of the type of work they may be available, it's 24/7. There's second shifters, third shifters, weekends, so it makes for sleeping accommodations, quiet hours, every hour, I guess.
Right. Well, and we
like
do
that.
work at that, and we have we are staffed 24 hours a day. We only close from 11 to 1 because the PAL lunch program opens from 11 to 1, and that way we are shutting off the lights, the electricity, all those kinds of things. We're not duplicating any services. Any clients that are in at that time can go to PAL lunch, have lunch, come back to the shelter at 1. But you are right, it does, we have someone awake 24 hours a day in the shelter to let people in, or if they have to be at work at 11 to 7, they can go out, etc. So it's a working work in progress all the time. We're always fine-tuning, starting new things. I also want to thank all of the entertainment that we've had. These guys were fabulous. We've had wonderful entertainment the whole time. I got to listen to it off and on since it's been on. Without these people who come in to help us, we couldn't do this.
Oh, that's
and many thanks to the radio station.
Well, thank you. On behalf of the radio side of things, Dan Urich has performed for us. The folks here, 3 Nails, Bob Loffman, Maddie Grimm came in with her grandmother, who has the same name as our own Joan Grimm board member.
Wow, yes, yeah.
Both drove, and both with just one M, too. Paul Wilson, New Seasons was on board, Linda Funk, Lucas Bell, Bob Fisher, and closing out the afternoon once again with 3 nails. So thanks to all them, thanks to all the folks on behalf of volunteers, and to Ann, the chairperson, and to so many people. Carol Hinkle has been such a big part of all the goings on here. And thanks to them. And I know we've missed somebody. And
Well, I
know
just
how
would
that
also
goes.
like to take a minute to thank all the shelter volunteers that are in and out of our door on a weekly, daily basis. I want to thank our case manager, Dean Shearer. I want to thank Lisa and Brenda, who work in the office. They job share. Wonderful girls. I don't know where they keep it all in their heads, but they do. They know what's going on at every minute, I swear, and almost all of you work in Adams County.
And if this was video, it'd be great to run a highlight reel of the last 28 hours of the various activities. The young lady, Maddie Grimm, in middle school at Bermudian Springs, who came in and sang, and all the various stories and testimonies and phone calls. We don't have that. I don't know. Maybe if we get to the point where we're streaming and
there
add
you
video.
go. There you go.
On a radio, what do they call it? Alternate forms of revenue.
There
for,
you
know, on days not like this. But I want to get out. We got another phone call. Hello, you are on the air in the closing moments of the Hanover Cares Radiothon. Well, thank you. I wasn't here, so I can't tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you. How about Monday morning between the hours of 8 and 1? You call the Council of Churches, because I guarantee you those girls will know. Yeah, right. The office is staffed from 8 to 1, and it's 633-6353. So please call in there Monday, and they will be able to tell you how to get in touch with him, or they will put him in touch with you, sir. That's right. Right, Lucas, Lucas Ball, Ball.
Right, he was on during our 10 o'clock hour. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
There you go. That was sort of our version of Stump the Band. Well, do you know Lucas Ball?
I do know Lucas.
Where's he
As a
from?
matter of fact.
Okay, you don't have headphones. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't hear. But if the listener's still listening, you can actually contact him. He owns his own insurance agency in Littlestown.
Oh, Littlestown. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Well, just that simple. You can still call up the council.
Absolutely.
Monday, visit,
right.
chat,
Stop in, see us, have a cup of coffee.
They couldn't hear you in studio because it's muted in here. Well, I don't want to get into all the technical stuff. And all that.
Or you can visit him down at the church, too. Hanover First Church of God.
Oh, there you go.
Hanover
Okay.
First Church of God. Okay, well, there you go. Lucas Ball was in at 10 o'clock, so there you be. All right, about 10 minutes is all we have left. I tell you what, I'm going to do the final station sponsors. I want to run them down in a good way. And in fact, let me do that here because I know how time slips away, and it wouldn't be possible without these wonderful folks, our sponsors of the 10th annual 1280 WHVR Hanover Cares House the Homeless Marathon. Stephen W. Iyer Jewelers, Hoffines Brothers, Webb Insurance, Lennox Coin and Jewelry, Abbottstown Repair, Inner Sales and Service, Oaks Flower Shop, Horns Auto Body, as well as J&B Appliance, Resource York, all the good folks at Winkelstein's House of Fabrics, L&M Tire and Wheel. Don't forget Laszlo's Pharmacy, Weber Insurance, Wetzel Funeral Home, and your community service leaders, 61 years and going strong, right here, AM 1280 WHVR. Back to take your calls in the closing moments. Final 10 minutes of our Hanover Cares Radiothon on AM 1280 WHVR.
If you're dissatisfied with the path your current career is taking, or your employer wants to train your workforce, the new renovated York County School of Technology is furthering your education with technical training. The York County School of Technology offers
thank you very much.
Hey, thank you very much.
Well, CD sounds a lot different than just a school. Did you get one?
No.
Oh, there's a big
You have these papers.
Everyone there too, right?
Why don't you give Carol a call?
I
She'll
think
be
I
in
gave her one
Monday.
too, but
You have the same thing.
Oh, actually, yeah, we're gonna run
we have.
I'll take one.
Okay.
Yep.
Then you just-
That's our first CD. The second, I didn't bring any of the second one, but that's on the website.
Okay, that's fine.
What's your name?
Brett.
Brett?
Can you just
Yeah.
kind of
All right. What's your you have a contact number?
You can call my cell phone.
Okay, what's that?
476-9259.
All right. appreciate that.
You're gonna have a culture shock with that.
Oh,
It sounds a whole lot different than what you're in here.
You guys write your own songs?
Yeah, that's all.
That's awesome.
One more minute here.
The other one is the second CD is a lot different. I play violin.
Oh, really?
So we don't. It's more countrified. Which
I like
I
country,
bet.
so that's
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, I know somebody else who likes country. Oh yeah, we're in
I love
country.
country.
You have a short 2-minute song?
Yeah, Out of Darkness is actually pretty
Actually, that's
Shorty? Okay.
That's
I
pretty
only have
cool.
about 7 minutes, but if you guys are ready to go, we'll do one more.
Yep.
Yeah, we're
Call
ready
me
to
before
go.
we're on.
What's that?
Do I have like?
I'm gonna do
30
it
seconds?
right 10 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll talk for a minute. Great, if you can play about a 2-minute song, that'll be awesome.
Just a sip of water would be nice. I get that in concert.
Go.
Just 8 minutes remain of our program, the Hanover Cares Radiothon. We'll get all the totals added up for you, giving out information here in studio. We'll hear a short version of one of the songs by Three Nails, and then we'll send it over to Ann for some final totals. And even though those are not all accounted for, but what we have of today, and I know we're going to get calls afterwards, and various companies and such will be checking in. So there again, not the final total. You know, still some precincts to hear from.
Yes.
Okay. Or what did my mom used to say? Oh, another country heard from. Come out as, you know, Saturday morning. It is 7 minutes in front of 4 o'clock. Throw it over to Three Nails, and it's all yours, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. This is another of our tunes from our first CD. This one is called Out of the Darkness. Is it right?
Yeah.
All right, I have to ask which one we're doing. From the mountains to the sea, your creation's all I see. And I know by your side where I'll be. From the valley to the shore, who could ask for any more? And your love, unconditionally. Out of the darkness into the light. Out of our blinders into your sight. Through the gates of heaven's door, lead
many thanks to Three Nails for their contributions throughout this House the Homeless Marathon here on WHVR. Just a couple of minutes remaining, and then we'll send it over to Ann for some unofficial totals through the end of the broadcast here. At 4 o'clock, we'll resume regular Real Country programming, and do invite you to be aboard Sunday evening on the Grand Old Gospel Show. So we go 5 to 8 right here in studio, playing your favorite Grand Old Gospel songs. Preach the gospel, take your song requests and prayer requests, and look forward to that. So just a couple of minutes. What started at noon yesterday will be completed up here in 3 minutes. So we have our own 3-minute warning, and with the ticking clock and all that other good stuff. But thanks in advance if I don't get to say thanks to Ann. We started off yesterday at 1 o'clock, and we get to wrap it up here. It's been a flurry, and yet a wonderful time. We made our goal right at the top of the 1 o'clock hour, and have exceeded on. And I know there'll be others coming in after hours, after 4 o'clock, and we'll total all that up, and certainly keep tabs on the entire work of the Hanover Area Council of Churches and their Changing Lives Homeless Shelter that opened up on June 21st, 2007. A year-round facility, and this past year served nearly 230 York County residents, including 36 children and 10 homeless vets. And what do you have for us here as we wrap
Our
it up
grand
here on the
total
broadcast side?
as of right now is $8,502.56.
Okay, we have a note here. Somebody's handed something on another scoreboard. Oh, okay, right here. The radio station, WHVR, add another $225 to that.
Wow, thank you very much.
There you go with that.
All right.
And,
Wow.
add to that here as well. So much appreciated. And what does that bring us down to?
I can't add in my head.
Okay, all right. I'll give it to you here.
Some of us can't add with calculators.
Right,
Oh, wow.
right. We run out of fingers and toes and everything else. Just about a minute and a half remaining.
That can't possibly be right.
Oh, okay.
We have a grand total of $87,27.56.
Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to have you do that again. Here's Ann Dietz, the chairperson of Changing Lives. Give us that total one more time.
$8,727.56.
Okay.
Three Nails makes it an even 9.
Oh my goodness! After all your performing, thank you very, very much.
So what does that do for us now? This again, Ann Dietz of Changing Lives, the chairperson. With that contribution, where do we close off the broadcast?
You guys are making it $9,000 even.
At even $9,000.
Wow.
That
Wow.
is wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, you guys. Not to mention your music was fabulous. Thank you.
For having us.
Well, much appreciated. Our thanks to them, to all that have donated, all that have listened, all that will donate in the future. And it continues on. Thank you for your thoughtful prayers as well. And to all the folks here at the WHVR, we've been blessed to be able to put this on for you. Just the closing moments to remind you, we'll be back to Real Country. Be sure and join us Sunday night on the Grand Old Gospel Show. For all the folks involved, thank you very much, and a very God bless you.
60 years of community service and playing over 6 decades.
Thank you very much, you guys. That was not necessary. That was awesome. And your music is great. I had never heard it before. Thank you. Wonderful.
You haven't heard it before?
No, I
I dropped you guys off a bunch of CDs down in the shelter.
Well, Saturday mornings when I'm in there, it's so busy.
They scooped them all up before you
They probably do, you're right. But I mean, I'm sure that I've seen them, but usually Saturdays are just busy in there. You know, it's everybody's weekend. Even homeless people have weekends, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and it's just a different time. They like to make breakfast in the morning, so I'm always all over. But thank you, you were wonderful. I really enjoyed myself.
Are you at the shelter actually?
I'm sorry?
Make sure